So much light, daylight, all the time, and on sunny days you almost felt like you were sitting outside. It was that bright.
And that surprised you, Grace?
It was a factory. I thought it would be dark and dirty.
So why go to work there?
I was 15. It was time I paid my way.
Paid your way? What about school?
Oh, I did miss it so much. The girls were all so nice and the work wasn't hard. It wasn't like factory work, really. It was more like art, painting those tiles. We were artists.
I'm really not the one you should be talking to. Von Sashaki. He's the one you should be talking to.
Now, Arthur, you know he won't talk to us.
It was his process.
Tell us about that process, Arthur. Used up powder.
We used a powder. Girls mixed it with an adhesive to make the paint. And that business with the brushes, I didn't invent that. They were doing that when I started there.
But you knew about it.
We all knew about it. We just didn't realize what it meant.
Here. Irene, in here! Irene, what are you doing?
Shut the door. Amalia's working inspection today.
Is that
Not for us. She's gonna be sitting in this room all day, in the dark, by herself, checking dials. Poor thing! Poor thing! So we're gonna give her a little surprise. Boo! Like the Cheshire Cat!
Ooh! Won't that make her mad?
Let her get mad.
That's half the fun. I don't want to make her mad. Grace, do you have to be that way about everything? What way?
Your teeth, Grace. Put some on your teeth. Hey, look at Molly, you don't deserve it.
She makes more noise than any girl on the floor and can't be bothered to talk to nobody either. You say, hey Molly, what's up? And she just looks at you funny. I don't think she can speak much English. Wouldn't kill her to smile, would it? She's coming! Get the light! Mrs. McNeil!
Painting your faces, have you gone off your minds?
It was just a joke.
Just a joke? A joke like that can lose a girl her job.
Nah, Mrs. McNeil. I'm sure that's not necessary.
I don't tolerate no foolishness, Doctor.
Foolishness we do not want now, do we? Miss Rita, this is the inspection room. All the dials come here that are painted. And these are some of the girls who should, on the floor, be working. Girls, this is Mr. Rita, my new vice president and my new company manager.
And I was just telling Mr. Reader what a fine bunch of girls we have here. I'm sure he must think I'm half out of my mind.
Now, Mr. Reader, if you have some words to the girls. Mrs. McNeil?
Well, girls, this paint you've been playing with, it's very expensive. Do you realize this? It takes several tons of ore to produce a single gram of radium. That's a lot of work, hard work, for the men in those extraction plants. But they do this work gladly. Do you understand why? Why we must all work so hard?
The war?
That's right! The war. The dials you paint save lives, girls. Our boys in the field depend on them to read them in the dark, no mistaking what they see. Without them, some of those boys won't be coming home. So if you play around and don't do the work well, you're playing right for the hands of the Kaiser. And we don't want that, now do we?
No, sir, not at all.
So, let's get back to work now and leave the tomfoolery to home.
Mr. Reader, I just wanted to say I am sorry. I won't do nothing like this ever again.
Well, dear, just keep this in mind. If you do right by us, we'll do right by you.
Certificates! Get your certificates here!
Grace?
Curie Radium Club will be $1.
Grace, where are you? Grace?
May 17th, 1921. Nancy J. Carlin here for the New York Graphic. The New York Graphic's only girl reporter.
Jack Youngwood reporting for the Newark Ledger, Newark's first source for news.
Madame Marie Curie, eminent French scientist,
embarks on a whistle-stop tour of the United States.
First stop, New York City, where she's greeted by an enthusiastic crowd of well-wishers.
The High Priestess of Science is heading for Washington to receive a gift of 1 gram of radium valued at $100,000.
Purchased for her by the members of the Marie Curie Radium Club, an association of 100,000 American women.
We each gave $1 to support humanitarian research with radium.
Where's over here?
Irene!
Look, I got my certificate. Member, Marie Curie Radium Club. You gave $1? It's all for science. Science? What about my room and board? There she is!
Welcome all. I ask you, ladies and gentlemen of the press, please leave your questions. Madame Curie is about to embark on an exhaustive tour of the country, and she's under strict orders to rest. Although, in the typical fashion of a scientist who can think only of her research, her life's work, she has refused to rest.
Madam Curie, what will you do with the radium?
Eh?
What will you do with the radium?
I will continue my experiments to find better methods for the treatment of the cancer.
Radium is cure for all cancer.
Cure for the cancer, yes. Cure for the cancer, that's so. It has already cured all kinds of the cancer.
But some doctors dispute that.
Then they do not understand the method. There is no question radium will cure the cancer.
Madam Curie.
Madam Curie, how have you managed to devote yourself both to science and your children?
It has not been easy. But my doctors share my gratitude to the American women for their interest in science and my work. I am most grateful.
Madam Curie.
Madam Curie, questions.
Madam Curie is on a tight schedule, and Miss Andrew Carnegie has sent a car and will personally escort Dr. Curie, as will I, to Washington, where President Harding presents the gift of 1 gram of radium.
See that, Charlie? That is a marketing opportunity. Let's send her one of our customers' watches, courtesy of the United States Radium Corporation.
We'll need a press release.
Radium isn't just for scientists to study. The average American can share in its glory every night. Luminous watches, luminous clocks. Anyone who thinks these are just novelties, consider all the other advancements of the past 50 years. The electric light, the telegraph,
Telephone
the automobile. Inventions all once dismissed as novelties and toys.
are now essentials to modern life. Got it. That ought to sell some watches.
Watches. Absolutely. But that's not where the money is now, Charlie. You heard the lady. It's the medical market.
And Standard Chemical owns it.
Only because Von Sashaki lets them take it. But if we want to, we could get half their business. It's just a matter of position.
Standard Chemical publishes its own journal, sends it out monthly to 12,000 doctors. We could do something similar.
Something scholarly that the doctors would respect.
A bibliography listing every article ever published on radio.
But with capsule reports to save the doctor's time. They'd find the information, get it fast.
And have us to pay for it.
We'll send it to every doctor of the U.S. Radium Society.
Every doctor in the American Medical Association.
Yes! That's the spirit, Charlie, advertising! That's the way to the future. It's not just the product, it's the way you promote it.
You should have seen it, Grace. The church is filled with flowers, lilies and carnations and orchids. You know how Molly loved orchids? Those weren't orchids. They were orchids. Glass. Orchids, Irene. I know an orchid when I see one. Purple orchids. Oh, and that smell, Grace, that smell. It was like flowers? No. It was like heaven. I was gonna say it was like heaven. Like heaven? Catherine, it was just a funeral. You make it out like it was some Valentino picture. It wasn't just a funeral. It was Amalia's, and it was beautiful. You should see Grace. The church looked like the Botanical Gardens. When the company sent a big spray of flowers too. Carnations. Mums. Yellow carnations. So for Mom. Well, I'm sure it was nice service anyhow.
Girls, it was already gone. Now then, I received new instructions this day. We're going back to the old way of painting the brushes. We were losing too much paint in the cloth.
But
Yes, Grace, something you wish to say.
Dr. Von Sashalki told me not to do that. He said it's unsanitary.
Unsanitary? Well, I can hardly believe you say such a thing. We've done this as long as I've been here. You must have misunderstood him.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're not to get any brushes until they've got to be so bad they can't get a point no more. You don't.
Can't make quota like that.
Well, you'll do your best then, since I have my instructions.
I need a new brush.
It's not for us to be asking questions, is it? It's for us to do the work.
I have my instructions, girls. I have my instructions. Here's an instruction for you, McNeil. Let some of the starch out of your corset.
Was she at the service? McNeil, you think she'd cross the street for her own mother?
Most everyone else was, though. You just got the only girl from the floor who wasn't there.
Well, I wanted to come, but Bob was working and I had to watch little ones.
You could have brought them.
All 7.
Well, if it was me, I'd have tried to get there.
Lay off. Grace feels bad as it is. Were many of the fellas there?
Oh, yeah. Lots of fellows from downstairs. Mr. Roth from the front office, Dr. Von Shashaki, and Mr. Reeder.
And he left early.
So he was there all the same. When Grace, you know that fellow with the red hair? He's in crystallized. You know who I mean?
Oh, the tall fellow with the freckles.
That's the one who snaps his fingers all the time.
George! Jerry!
I think it's George.
It's Jerry. Jerry Mellon. He's the one who's always talking to Molly in the day room.
Oh, that's right. When Grace, after the mass is over, he goes over to the coffin and he goes like this. Like this he goes.
No!
Yes!
Really? Really? Goodness sakes.
He did and nobody could believe it.
So what if he did?
So what? He was in love with her. That's so what? Don't you think so, Grace?
Well, I guess he had to be if he did that.
And can you imagine if he loved her? But he never told her. Never could bring himself to say it. Because she was so beautiful. And he was so shy. And now it's too late. It's too late. Their love is forever thwarted. He never told her, and they'll never get a chance ever again.
Or Amalia.
Poor Amalia.
Poor kid.
Her family took it awful bad, Grace. Albina, Quinta, every one of them crying. Even her father. I've never seen a man cry before. At least not like that. Just bawling like a baby.
And you know why, too? Because their daughter had died. What she died from?
Irene, don't go spreading stories.
It's not a story. Albina told us. No reason Grace shouldn't know. Know what? Know what? Amalia?
Ain't it awful, Grace? Albina said her father's fit to be tied too. 6 years at home and not even going to go to a dance ever again.
Oh, because Amalia up and died from syphilis. Shh! It's not my fault if that's what she died from. You don't know that for sure.
It's on the death certificate.
Anemia and complications from syphilis. But Amalia was ever so nice. Guess she got around more than we knew. Maybe it's a mistake. Maybe the doctor got it wrong.
That's true. The doctor's wrong sometimes. Doctor's wrong about Aunt Ivy.
What's Mama got to do with it?
Irene, don't you remember up until the day she died, doctor said she'd be fine. Just have a cup of tea and get a good night rest. And 2 days later we were taking her to Rosia Cemetery.
Girls, the gentleman here to make an announcement.
Thank you, Mrs. McNeil. Girls, we're here to put a few rumors to rest.
And to explain some changes, Jacques.
As some of you may have heard by now, Dr. Von Sashalki is stepping down. And he wanted to take the opportunity to
Make with goodbyes, and Mr. Reeder has kindly consented. Some of you girls I've known since you were very young. Coming here during the war, working so hard, so excited to be part of the work, making 200, 300, some of you even $500 a day. When I started this company in my own home, mixing the paint, I knew I found something remarkable, something to make life better, easier. And now what do I read? More and more uses are there for the radio. More than I ever dreamed possible.
Thank you, Doctor.
Yes, thank you, Doctor. Well, girls, the doctor is a very busy man and must be on his way. So let's wish him the best of luck in his new business ventures, huh?
Let us wish you a good luck as well, Mr. Reeder, in the place he steps up as your new company president. Our congratulations to you.
Thank you.
When Mr. Reeder came here 4 years ago, I saw in him a bright young man of great enterprise
Thank you.
and great ambition.
Yes, thank you.
Little did I guess the direction his ambition would take. But one of the things that makes this country great is the opportunities it presents to a young man and his friends.
And so, girls.
And so, ladies, let us wish Mr. Reed the best of luck in the new direction he wishes the company to take.
New direction?
With the slowdown in dial painting
Now, doctor.
and business moving into the medical market. There's gonna be lots of changes, yeah.
What the doctor is referring to, some of our larger customers have begun setting up their own dial painting studios.
Which means less work for our girls here.
In the short run, things may be slower here, but the Waterbury Clock Company of Connecticut needs help setting up its own dial painting studio. We were intending to make an announcement next week. We'll make it now. Mrs. McNeil,
Well, we'll be asking some of you girls to go on up there.
the work is supervisory in nature, which means more pay. You have some girls in mind?
Louise Collins, one, Sarah Judge, Lynn McCarthy, and Catherine Shaw. I'll have the entire list downstairs. I'll post it today.
Fine. There you have it, girls. As we are all on the clock, we'll leave you to your work.
Goodbye, girls. My best wishes to you.
Let's back to work with you girls.
You gonna do it, Catherine? You gonna take that job?
Would you, Grace? Would you go to Connecticut?
Well, I don't know. That's all so far from home. Tommy would have a fit.
Oh, come on, Grace. It'd be fun. Wouldn't it be fun, Irene? Irene?
Irene, honey, you alright?
Yeah, why wouldn't I be alright?
What? Your mouth is bleeding.
$35 a week, and she quits the place.
More to life than money.
That's what you say when you're young, Tommy. But you and Grace get to be my age with a house full of kids on foot. You'll thank God for every penny you provide.
We got money to buy.
How much?
Stuff to get married on.
Don't take much to get married on. Do you have enough money to stay married on?
Let us get married. We'll find out.
Are you still eating, Tommy?
It's good.
You're going to get fat.
Gotta keep up his strength. He works hard for his money.
Don't start, Mom.
I ain't saying nothing. It was your father who hit the roof over it.
He didn't hit the roof.
You should have seen the man's face off after he found out Grace wasn't working no more. Most girls would give their eye teeth for a job like that. Easy money, nice work, let's look at fellas around the plants.
You didn't tell me about that, Greg.
Wasn't that many of them? Hardly seemed worth a mention.
And she leaves it all behind for reasons unknown. I'm tired of it up there, she says. Are you tired of the paycheck? I says, who needs a paycheck? I got me a boyfriend to take me out Saturdays.
She said that?
Oh, you know I didn't. And for your information, I got a job. I started the bank on Monday.
Oh yeah, the bank. And what's it pay?
Enough.
Enough. Always enough. You know what that means, Tom? It's all coming even close to what they paid her at the Radium plant.
It's office work.
Office work. Well, I guess it means you'll be spending more money on clothes then.
She really esteemed at you.
I don't see what it matters, so does working somewhere.
Don't make no difference to me. I just thought you liked working up there.
Sure, I liked it. I worked there 4 years.
So, I've been delivering mail for almost 8 years. I plan to keep on going for another 20 or 30 years if I'm lucky. Nothing like a good job and a steady pension.
I don't have a pension, and I sleep just fine.
I bet you do. So, how come you quit, Grace?
Lots of girls are quitting. Work is slow. Besides, since Irene left, it's just not as much fun. And wouldn't you rather have a girlfriend who works in a bank?
Not as much as I'd like to have a wife who don't work anywhere.
Close your eyes. I got a surprise for you.
Would you like me to put the shade?
Not that kind of surprise. Now look,
Wallpaper.
for the baby's room.
The baby's room? You wouldn't even kiss me and you're already talking about babies?
There's gonna be babies eventually, Tommy.
Whoa, sure, but I thought girls like to get married before they start decorating the nursery.
Plant headphones. Pick one.
They're both the same.
No, they're not. This one has big flowers and that one has little flowers, so pick one.
Is this some kind of test?
No, it's just wallpaper.
This is a test.
Pick one, Tommy.
That one.
Really?
The other one then.
Well, this one is nice.
Okay, that one.
I want you to like it too.
If you like it, I like it. Wallpaper's wallpaper.
No, it's not. You gotta pick something you can stand to look after 20 years.
Same way you take women?
Keep it up, smarty pants. You'll never get that kiss.
Okay, this one then. Hands down.
I like it too. A nice neutral yellow goes with either boy or a girl. And until the baby comes, you can use her for other things.
Yeah? Like what?
Like a painting studio, maybe?
Painting studio, maybe? Did you get enough paint back at work?
Not the kind I wanted to do. Tommy, I used to paint watercolors at school, and ever since then, I don't have no time to with helping mom watching the kids. Once we're married, I just want some time, just a little time to myself, so I can do watercolors or oils, maybe portraits in oil. I can paint your picture if you like.
Hey, why not? You could paint a big picture of me. We'll hang it in that house. All the friends will come around just to use the can.
Well, that's what you talk sometimes.
Grace, if you want to paint pictures, paint pictures. I'm gonna stop you.
You say that now, Tommy, but once we're married, you'll change your tune.
Sure, I'll be whistling Dixie.
Really, you compose tonight. All wore out. Some Christmas maybe when every customer on routes had 3 times the mail. And maybe some dog took after you. And some old lady kept you on her stoop telling you all about her grandchildren. And you wouldn't have the heart to tell her you can't talk. I know you. So you come home all cranky and late besides, hungry, wanting your dinner. And there I am with my easel set up in the kitchen, a drop cloth on the floor, my paints all over the table, and your dinner nowhere in sight. What did you say then?
That better be a picture of me you're painting.
I know what you'd say. Where's my dinner? That's what you'd say. Where's my dinner?
Well, sure, but I'd still admire the painting. Just want to put it on a full stump is all. So, how would I be? Pick the right wallpaper?
I don't know. Maybe I'll go with the stripes.
Stripes? Polka dots? I don't care, Grace. Let's just get married. Tell your mom you're planning enough, or we'll just run off.
Tommy, you're not running off. We're gonna do right. Nice church wedding with music and flowers, and then a week at the seashore, just us. And then we get set up in our own place. You'll see. It'll be worth the wait.
Your mouth hurt you?
Yeah, the dentist wants to pull another tooth in the back.
Well, what's a tooth?
Hazel Custer. Any connection to the others?
Only by virtue of employment.
Except she's got a good lawyer.
Knows how to write a good letter anyway, that's a lawyer.
And she no longer works here.
Left 6 months ago.
This makes 4 now.
3.
4 if you count the magic girl.
I won't include her.
She worked here.
Yeah, she also worked other places, and what she died from you couldn't pick up here. At least, I don't think you can.
That's not funny, Charlie. Besides, it's just idle talk.
In my experience, there's usually something more to that idle talk when it comes to girls like that.
Comes from a large family, doesn't she?
Italians, the conditions they live in, 10, 12 of them all crammed into 3 rooms. It's a wonder they don't all die from one infection or another.
3 then. And how many dead?
Only Miss Matchett. I hadn't heard from her people.
It's too late for them anyway. The statute of limitations is 2 years. But, Miss Custer, she's in a position to make some trouble now.
In all the time I've been here, no one has so much as slipped on the floor. And now, this?
We're talking about 4 girls. And how many hundreds we've employed?
600, 700 over the years?
Some of those girls were sick when they got here. One girl you hired was a complete cripple. Couldn't even climb the stairs. Her father had to carry her up to the studio every morning.
It didn't make any difference to me how she got up the stairs. She was a fast worker and a very sweet little girl.
But she was in poor health.
She needed the work.
Arthur, Charlie,
And not just for money, to feel productive, to have a purpose. That's what work does, Charlie. It gives us a purpose. I don't see any reason to stop hiring girls like
When
that.
the girls get sick and try to blame us for it, you might want to change that policy.
Then let's see what Dr. Drinker has to say.
Dr. Drinker.
Some professor at the Harvard School of Industrial Hygiene.
He chairs the department. He's agreed to take a look at our operations.
Don't you think we're jumping the gun a bit hiring him?
We've had 6 girls quit this week, and McNeil tells me there could be more.
Girls come and go all the time.
It's never been like this. These girls are terrifying. You have to do something to calm them.
Letting Drinker examine them? Sounds like a recipe for mass hysteria to me.
We'll tell them it's a routine physical. Edward?
Companies give physicals all the time.
Then Drinker will start next month.
In the meantime, I say we offer something to Miss Custer.
Settled?
There's no proof our problems are connected to us.
If word gets out, believe me, you won't like the publicity, and neither will your investors.
You think this whole fact is stock offering?
Don't you?
Wonderful. We'll open at 30 and close at 10. Or not open at all.
But if we give this girl something, that will keep her quiet.
It would be a condition of the settlement.
Maybe we better do it.
Suppose this lawyer gets a racket going, he finds sick girls and talks them into making suits, we'd be rewarding him for his larceny.
Unless Miss Custer genuinely believes she got sick here.
It could be like Charlie said. She comes from a large immigrant family, not well educated, not a lot of resources.
A few $100s would make a big difference to a girl like that.
Certainly, pay a few doctor's bills, buy some medicine. From the sounds of that letter, doesn't seem like the girl has that long to live anyway.
So it would be a gesture of decency then.
Exactly.
What do you think we should offer?
March 24th, 1924. Jack Elwood reporting for the Newark Ledger.
Nancy J. Harlan for the New York Graphic. The New York Graphic's only girl reporter.
Could radiant water pose a cure for crippling arthritis? Scientific studies suggest a connection.
Dateline, Orange, New Jersey. Radiant water products offer a miracle cure for crippling arthritis.
Some patients reported a significant abatement in their symptoms.
Mrs. Jeremy Michaels of the Bronx tells how radiant water products transformed her life.
My pain got so bad I could hardly bend over.
While others only reported a mild relief.
This poor brave woman can even bend down to kiss her little ones goodnight.
And I got ready. Let me tell you, they are a handful.
Dr. Harrison Martin, Chief Medical Examiner for Essex County, commented on the study.
Preliminary at best.
Your recommendations, Dr. Martlet?
I advise further study. Further study.
Then Mrs. Michaels tried Radiator.
They said it would help with my rheumatism, so I drank a bottle a day for a month. Wasn't cheap, but I was desperate.
The test sample is questionably small.
Well, at first, I felt like I'd been hit by a bolt of lightning. It was that powerful. Now I drink a bottle a week just to maintain my health. I hang laundry and scrub kitchen floors, same as I always done.
Dr. William J. A. Bailey of Orange, inventor of Radiator, reports strong demand for his product.
Dr. Willie Bailey of Orange announced the sales of Radiator exceed 100,000 cases worldwide.
Radioactivity is one of the most remarkable agents in medical science. I myself drink Radiator every day, and I can vouch for its power.
A bottle a day?
And $1 bottle.
Worth every penny.
Yes, indeed. I was a picture of lethargy before I discovered the amazing, vitalizing qualities of radiant water. Now look at me. I'm nearly 50 years old, but I have the energy of a man in his 30s.
You rather look like a man in his 30s.
Why, thank you.
Testament to the tonic potency.
Or to the seller's creativity.
Radiator, it's my perpetual sunshine.
And a perpetual money machine for its inventor.
Is there no end to what science can do?
Maybe we should have made an appointment.
Don't need no appointment.
It's a busy place, Catherine. If you don't have an appointment, maybe you should make one.
I shouldn't need no appointment for this.
I'm sorry, I don't find anything under shop.
No, it's under Rudolph.
Rudolph,
The girl I'm asking about, Irene Rudolph?
she filed a complaint.
No, the dentist did.
The dentist.
Dr. Nett, Irene's dentist. He said she might have bossy jaw. Now he complained to the health department about it. When I asked him, he said he had heard nothing. And it's been more than 6 months now.
Bossy jaw, you say?
Yes.
Catherine, it could have been like your doctor said, a blood infection.
Yeah, but what was it from? That's the thing what gave it to her.
From dirt? You can get infections from dirt.
From dirt? Her face popped up like a pumpkin. Her jaw running so bad she couldn't eat nothing. Do you think he had something like that? From a little bit of dirt? Get a phosphorus. They're telling everybody it's raining the paint, but really it's phosphorus that makes it glow.
Oh, honestly, Catherine, you can't really believe that.
Grace, you saw her.
Catherine, if it was as bad as you said, they would have never let you work there in the first place.
Sure, they'd have shut it down.
Shut it down? Who? Who's gonna shut it down?
I don't know the county.
Honestly, Grace, you're such a ninny.
Hey,
How are they gonna shut it down if you don't know about it? Everything get that.
come on.
It's all right, Tommy.
She's got no business talking to you that way.
She's just upset.
Upset? She's going around the bed. She probably thinks they're dumping arsenic in the drinking water. And next, it'll be the kidnapping babies and using them to stoke the furnace.
Go ahead and laugh. You'll be laughing so hard when it's you coming in here 6 months from asking after Grace.
Hey,
Catherine, it's just her toothache.
Yeah? That's how it started for Irene. Just what you think. You wait, Grace. You wait. You'll wake up one morning, your jaw hurting so bad you won't be able to open your mouth. So big and sick you won't be able to stand up.
Stop it, Catherine.
The pain's so bad you won't be able to sleep at night, and your face so swollen you won't be able to stand the sun of yourself.
I said stop it! Grace is fine. Right, Gracie?
Irene Rudolph.
That's it.
She worked at the radium plant?
Yes, ma'am.
Nothing.
Huh?
The company is in full compliance with all state health and labor regulations. They ordered an
Let
analysis
me see that.
really.
Who's Miss Young?
As a health inspector. Miss Young.
Paint is a harmless compound of radium and zinc?
As I was saying, the analysis shows there's no phosphorus anywhere in the paint. There's no phosphorus anywhere in the plant.
There, you see, Catherine?
Miss Young toured the plant herself. She found nothing amiss. I'm sorry.
Well, I guess we could get some lunch.
I want to file another complaint.
But they already did an investigation.
I'm going to file another complaint.
Catherine, these folks here, they're awful busy.
I want to file another complaint.
I just don't see what good this is going to do, Catherine, to make such a fuss this way.
Grace! 3 surgeries, and they want to cut her again. She finally said no. She knew. What was left of her jaw rotted so bad. That smell, it was terrible. And the worst part, Grace, I couldn't look at her. Irene was so afraid of being alone, and I left her alone. When she died, it was the middle of the night and nobody was with her.
I'm sorry. Can we have another form? My friend would like to file another complaint.
Another complaint. Is the girl still sick?
No, she died.
Wait right here.
Harriet? Harriet, come down from that tree at once.
I'm waiting for Papa.
Fine, when he gets here, I'll send him up after you.
There he is. Papa! Papa!
Harriet!
Harriet, come down at once.
Papa, I can see clear to the church.
Can you? Do you see your grandfather?
No, but I see the schoolhouse.
You think this is funny?
She's enjoying herself.
Harriet!
Tell you what, she has no one to shout to. She won't shout.
They can hear her all over the neighborhood.
Can they?
Calm down, I want you to speak to her.
She's 9 years old, Diane.
I'm trying to raise a daughter, not a son.
Time is on your side. Another year or two, she'll lose all interest in trees, develop a fascination for boys.
Is that supposed to scare me?
And you'll be frantic because she no longer wants to climb trees.
What's this?
Something to give you vitality.
You think I need vitality?
That's what it says on the box.
Is it pure?
We're his supplier. Want to try it?
Well, if it'll give me vitality, how could I refuse? Your father came by to see me today.
Another hard luck case.
4 children at home, all under the age of 6.
Let me guess. Wife's in the hospital with cancer,
Yes?
and the husband's been laid off from, let's say, the brickyard,
Yes.
through no fault of his own.
How did you know?
Dad came by to see me yesterday. It's never enough with him, just to have ordinary ambitions. You have to have a mission in life.
And you do.
No, I have a business plan.
You can't tell me you wouldn't help this man if you could.
If I could, but I can't give him a job that doesn't exist.
What about Dan Lehman?
Dan?
Maybe he could use some help.
In the laboratory, Dan needs trained technicians, not a bricklayer. Why don't you send him to Mrs. Middleton? Don't you women have a club for things like this?
You mean the Women's Club Civics Committee?
Right.
Yes, the club takes an interest in such cases, but we're not an employment service either, which is why I thought you could help them.
Oh, you do love being married to the company president.
It has its advantages.
Ever think of trading in?
Do you?
I got my shoes shined this morning. As I sat there and watched the boy work, thought to myself, this is quite an enterprise. The work walks in, the work walks out. There's no inventory, no investors, no stock price, no
We'll
board.
trade it in all for your own shoe shine stand.
You were headaches that way.
Oh, so in one of those moods again. What is it this time? Can't be the market. It went up today.
You're reading the financial pages.
I have to entertain myself somehow. So, what happened today? You're being very strange.
Am I? I'm sorry.
You could tell me, you know.
Nothing to tell. Really, this is going to be our best year ever.
So it's the prospect of success you find so disheartening?
I'll get my checkbook.
What for?
Your bricklayer.
Artie! He needs a job, not charity. What's it your father always says? A working man needs work. It wears...
It wears on his soul not to work. Well, it's a matter of his soul, then that's different. All right, I'll have him talk to Dan.
Artie.
But I make no promises, Diane.
No promises.
To your health.
How long have you had this drainage?
A week or two. Heard something awful, Dr. Neck.
Anything else bothering you?
My back hurts some too.
You're back now. Have you been seeing a regular doctor?
He says it's nerves.
Nerves.
About my wedding and all.
I can assure you this isn't any case of nerves. I hope you told me that.
What do you think?
I think you better schedule that surgery.
Couldn't we put it off a little till after my wedding?
Miss Fryer, you don't have that surgery and you won't have no one.
Huh?
I want you to listen to me. Your jawbone is decayed. With black pus oozing out, that's the bone itself.
That's impossible.
To Mr. Arthur Reeder, U.S. Radium Corporation, from Cecil Drinker, Harvard University. Enclosed is our report.
Finally,
We believe the trouble in your plant is due to the radium.
radium.
It can't be as bad as all that.
That can't be.
Put off the surgery and you will develop a septic condition. It could be fatal.
The blood changes in your employees can be explained on no other grounds.
Everything I've got, I saved for my wedding.
Photographic film carried by your employees shows heavy fogging,
Well, I have a suggestion for you.
and we suspect high levels of gamma radiation throughout the plant.
Go to the company and explain your situation.
Go to the company?
We realize no proof of this can be given as of present.
Once they see what kind of shape you're in,
This is impossible.
they've got to feel obligated to help you out.
But in view of the material in the literature
This is a mistake.
and the facts disclosed by our investigation,
I don't see how they could refuse.
we recommend immediate and drastic remedial action.
Look, if you want, I'll write them for you. They can work through me. Just give me those directions.
Do you think they'd do that?
Charlie!
You've got a moral obligation, don't you think?
I guess so.
We'll do it right now. Let's look at some paper.
He has to be wrong. That's it. He's wrong. Charlie, he has to be wrong.
He must have overlooked something.
If we're suffering from a new ailment caused by radium, it should be occurring generally throughout the plant.
One would expect.
There are several hundred milligrams in solution at all times. Several hundred more in the big bath, several hundred more in crystallizing.
The entire backyard is full of tailings.
Radium is present in good amounts all over this property,
If it's the radium, then the incidence of illness should be the highest in the laboratory.
and no one there is sick.
Then perhaps it's some bacteria in the brushes.
It can't be the radium. There are dozens of application plants across this country, and none have ever reported anything like this.
The Department of Labor wants to see the report.
Yes, I'm aware.
What are we going to do? This tears us to pieces. How do we answer them?
They want to see the report? We'll send them this.
1 page.
The most important page.
Drinker will never stand for this.
Drinker works for us. This is a proprietary report. What we do with it is our business.
But the Department of Labor aren't.
We just need time, Charlie.
They
Just
can
a little time.
shut us down for this.
Scientists, government men, they have no idea what it takes to run a business. Von Sashaki thought advertising was a dirty word. He scoffed at the very idea of promotion. I can't tell you how many times I had to walk into that man's office. He turned a deaf ear to everything I told him. But we showed him. We showed him. We are the world's largest single supplier of radium. Do you know what it took for us to get here? Do you think I am going to sit idly by and let our good name get dragged through the mud? Trust me, Charlie.
Dr. Flynn, it's awful nice of you to come all this way.
Not at all, my dear, not at all.
I told the surgeon he was coming over here, so he gave me the results of my blood work.
Excellent.
And so,
I must say, Miss Fryer, your blood looks better than mine.
it does.
That's what happens to an old man who smokes. Now tell me, what else is troubling you?
My feet and my back mostly. I've had to wear a brace for a while.
I see. And this happened before you left the company or after?
After I left. Dr. Neff says this all has to do with the radium plant. I know another girl who died from it, Irene Rudolph.
Oh, yes. Terrible thing. Vincent's angina.
What's that?
It's an ulcerated condition of the mouth, my dear.
From the radium?
Oh, no. It's a poor and unfortunate result of poor dental care. So let this be a lesson to you. Always brush your teeth.
There was something else about this in the papers about other girls who got sick. One girl I worked with for a while, she's in the hospital in New York and doctors don't know what to do. They never see anything.
Miss Fry, don't tell me you pay any attention to the stories in the newspapers. Those stories are not scientific. Reporters are not scientific. They write to sell, not to educate. A scientist is not concerned with what sells. He is concerned with the truth. He undertakes years of painstaking study to understand an intricate natural process that most would never presume to comprehend. You would do well to listen to science and ignore the nonsense of the papers, because I can tell you right now, radium has nothing to do with what's ailing you.
It doesn't?
Not in the least.
Then what is ailing me?
Poor diet, Miss Fryer, poor diet.
But Dr. Neff
Dr. Neff is a dentist, not a physician. What you have is a vitamin deficiency. You must eat more fresh fruit.
Hard to do in the winter.
And raw meat as well. Raw calf's liver particularly. Cook it if you must, twice a week. No, Miss Fryer. I am a scientist, and I take purely scientific interest in this. By allowing me to examine you, you are helping me advance my own studies. I thank you. Call me anytime, day or night.
Okay, Dr. Flynn, thanks.
Happy to be of services.
Dr. Frederick Flynn, PhD, Columbia University, Physiology. PhD. That's not a real doctor.
My findings, Mr. Reader.
He's seen half dozen girls who used to work at the plant. Word I hear, he's working for the company.
In objective evaluation, I trust.
The source of my funding has no bearing on my research.
And I let that fella examine me.
It was not an examination, per se. It was not a medical examination.
Nevertheless, you were able to offer some useful medical advice.
I did my best.
Every girl says the same thing. Nothing wrong with you.
Your blood is better than mine, he says.
And how are you doing on the rest of the report?
The animal studies I conducted revealed no adverse effects of the radium. The problem, as you suspected, is one of personal hygiene only.
I can't believe somebody would do that, straight up lie to you like that.
Nothing surprises me.
It's exactly the way you said, Catherine. Those folks, they'll say anything, they'll do anything.
Except for the right thing.
Well, we're gonna make them. Catherine, we're gonna make sure that somebody hears about this.
I am most grateful, Dr. Flynn. But I am particularly grateful to hear that that young girl you examined is doing so much better.
It was not an examination. No. It was merely a consultation.
All the same, she is doing much better, isn't she?
From what I can see, she's on the road to recovery.
Excellent.
Here's my statement of fees and expenses.
Mr. Lee will draw you a check.
This concludes our program for this evening. I don't think we have time for questions, but I hope that you'll join us next door for some light refreshments.
Want anything?
My throat's a little dry.
Can I help you, miss?
I'm here to see Miss
I'm not a
Wiley.
member of the women's club.
No, ma'am.
Are you a guest member?
No, ma'am, but Miss
Why
Wiley.
not sure Miss Wiley would be happy to see you during her regular business
I'm not leaving till I see Miss Wiley.
It's all right, Mrs. Middleton. It's fine. You must be Miss Fryer.
Yes, ma'am. Miss Young at the health department said I should come see you. I should have stopped by your office, but I missed a lot of work lately and didn't want to miss no more.
Don't apologize. I've been meaning to call on you myself. Please sit down.
Me and Catherine, we wrote to the company about our troubles, but we never heard nothing. So then we went to see a couple of lawyers, but they all said they can't do anything because it's been so long since we worked at the plant. Something about the law won't allow it.
The statute of limitations.
Right. And one lawyer, he's says he wants to sue anyhow, only he wants $1,000 up front, and everything I saved for my wedding I spent on doctors and dentists and hospitals, and I still don't know what's wrong exactly. And Tom, that's my fella, he says he don't care, he wants to get married anyhow. I just wonder what good I would do him in this way. Miss Wiley, if I could just get some compensation, I could settle my debts, and then maybe I wouldn't feel like I was saddling Tom with such a burden. I'm sorry to rattle on you about these things. I'm just so tired of being pushed around.
I don't blame you.
Miss Young, she said the Consumers League has, what did she say, clout?
I'd like to think so. We've certainly had our share of successes.
So you'll help us?
Tell me, Miss Fryer, just how far are you willing to go with this?
Ma'am?
Say I do find a lawyer to take your case, someone willing to take it out of contingency. You wouldn't have to pay him unless you won. Would you be willing to sue?
I want my compensation.
Of course you do. Now let's see how the company goes. Here, Miss Fryer, here's your compensation. Only you're to tell no one of what we've agreed to, and you're to tell no one how you got sick.
Keep it quiet, you mean?
Yes,
That don't seem right.
it isn't right, but that's what we do. They'll try to buy your silence. Is it for sale, Miss Fryer?
No, ma'am, it isn't.
Good.
Will you help us?
I think I can help you if you're willing to take some chances.
Chances?
Miss Fryer, if you could set aside your own need just for a moment, we could put a stop to that company. We could stop them dead in their tracks.
What do I have to do?
We start by putting you on page 1.
Page 1. You wanted to talk to the newspaper?
Not just one newspaper, many, many newspapers.
Is that really necessary? All we want is for Grace to get her
Tommy!
compensation.
Let her finish.
I understand your concerns, but this company has already shown it's willing to go to extremes to protect itself. No, I'm afraid the only way we'll get to them is to hit them where it matters most, their public image. Once every newspaper in America tells your story, how you suffered, how you were sorely treated, how the company denied all responsibility, when that happens, Miss Fryer, Mr. Riedel will come to the table with his hat in his hands.
All right, Miss Wiley.
I know you must be frightened.
It's all right. Right now I'm more angry than I am scared.
Good. You hold on to that anger, Miss Fryer. You're going to need it. Only make sure no one else sees it.
Ma'am?
Public sympathy, Miss Fryer. That's our strongest weapon. And the public don't have much sympathy for an angry woman.
December 4th, 1927. Jack Youngwood reporting for the Newark Legend.
Nancy Jane Harlan for the New York Graphic,
On the strange case of the Radium
who
Girls.
claims that they are poisoned at the hands of their employer.
And now seek their day in court.
$250,000.
That's the price tag of their suffering.
$250,000.
If you ask me, it's all a sham.
What do you mean? Those girls are very sick.
Sick of working, sure.
Doctors say the Radium Girls only have 1 year left to live.
Only 1 year to live and 250 grand to spend. What would you do with that kind of money?
What would you do to ease your last suffering days on Earth? What would you do with $250,000?
I'd buy a wardrobe like Irene Castle.
I'd give it all to charity.
Then I'd travel around the world, first class, with all my friends.
I'd play the stock market.
I'd buy my wife a fur coat and a diamond ring the size of New Hampshire.
I'd use it to pay my medical bills. And pay the second mortgage on our home, the one my father took out to pay for my last operation.
Pretty Grace Fryer sits at home.
Suffering bravely through this entire ordeal
Struggling bounds to keep up her flagging spirits.
for the sake of her family and friends.
It hurts to smile, but I try to smile. I know if I don't smile, I'll go crazy.
Tell us, Miss Fryer, how does it feel knowing you have so little time left?
I try not to think about it.
But it must get to you sometimes.
Knowing what you've been through,
And the company's getting fat off of your labor.
And all they got to say about it is,
No comment! Doesn't it just make you want to punch somebody?
Oh no, that would do no good. I'd rather just think about how it's going to be when justice prevails. But maybe I could do something nice for my folks. Maybe send them on a trip. They never did have no honeymoon.
What a fine example of womanhood. We can only aspire to bear our cross in life as nobly as this young girl.
Mr. Barry, I I must object to these kind of hysterionics.
We have nothing to do with that, Mr. Markley.
I've been in this game a long time, Mr. Berry. When I see a story like this move over the wires, I'm not so naive as to believe the plaintiff's attorney had nothing to do with it.
What's your proposal, Mr. Markley?
$1,500 for each girl.
$1,500?
That's not even a year's wages.
We think it's very reasonable, considering your case won't survive the statute of limitations.
This is a case in equity. The Chancery Court will come to a different conclusion.
The Chancery Court can't rewrite the law, and the law is clear. 2 years from the date of injury. Your clients are out of time.
2 years the date the cause of the injury is discovered.
Very creative, Mr. Berry. Very clever. I've admired your imagination, but you have a long way to go before you convince the judge.
And in the meantime, Mr. Markley, the press will continue to take a great interest in this case and in the company's complete indifference to its workers.
Which will no doubt be good publicity for the Consumers League. And you accuse us of exploiting these girls.
You're the one hiding behind the statute of limitations.
Hiding, Miss Wiley?
We both know the law never anticipated a situation like this. These girls were dying years before anyone
knew the cause. Does that include the U.S. Radium Corporation, Miss Wiley? When, or should I say if, this case ever goes to trial, I only hope that's your opening argument. You would have made our case, Mr. Berry. See you at the hearing.
The arrogance of that man!
Tell me again the point of this, Miss Wiley.
Public sympathy, Miss Berry. That's the engine of reform.
You're antagonizing the company.
Then the strategy is working.
How does it help to read in a dozen different newspapers that these girls have so little time to live?
Mr. Berry, surely you can see the U.S. Radium Corporation cares nothing about the girls it has poisoned. But the average housewife in Orange cares very deeply, and so do millions of other women across the country. These women shop. They buy watches. Markley can be as smug as he likes, but the Consumers League campaign will lead to only one outcome, and he knows it.
I only hope you're right, Miss Wiley.
Public sympathy, Mr. Berry. Wait and see.
Dear Miss Shaw, I read about your sad story in the Boston Globe, and I am so sorry to hear of your plight. It seems in this time of rapid advancement, the well-being of the average worker is overlooked. I would like to share with you girls the key to my good health at the age of 92. It is called Christian Science.
Dear Miss Roberts, anything that you would like to, say something. What's your time?
Dear Miss Fry, I read about you in the Atlanta Constitution, and I'm prepared to offer you a solution. Venocine, a wonder tonic made of all natural ingredients. Venocine will restore your health and vitality. We are prepared to offer you girls a lifetime supply of Venocine in the exchange to use your photographs in our advertisements.
Damn it, Joe! I mean, you just got so close. So fast, I can't understand. I think it's late tonight. I know.
Dear girl, I read about you in the Billings Gazette. I run 100 head of cattle up here and do very well for myself. I've always longed for a companion, and I'm more than well enough equipped to offer you a comfortable home in your final hours. A girl like you has suffered so much. Don't you think you deserve a few fleeting hours of happiness? Signed, your admirer, Leonard F. Watkins. P.S. Enclosed is my picture.
Look at this, Catherine. This man actually sent a picture. You alright, Catherine?
Bleeding again.
Shall I get the nurse?
It did this before. It'll stop.
Maybe we should go.
No. Don't go.
Don't you need to sleep?
Who can sleep? I never sleep.
Well, you'll sleep tomorrow.
Yeah. Might not wake up.
Of course you'll wake up.
What if I don't go well? Sometimes drinking habit's so good. My mother's cousin, she went into the hospital for appendix. She never came home again.
Well, you just can't think that way, that's all. Look at these letters, Catherine. Miss Wiley said folks would be on our side, and she sure was right. Here's another from California.
What if we don't win?
Of course we'll win.
Well, what if we don't? My father, he'll lose his house. He'll be on the streets. He'll be on the streets too. And you ain't Tommy won't never get married. How can you stand it, Grace?
Catherine, please.
How can Tom stand it? I never heard him complain. Don't you ever wonder, Grace?
Catherine!
As soon as the judge hears our testimony, he's gonna rule for us. All they gotta do is take one look at us. It'll be over in a day.
So,
Sure. When they see what kind of shape we're in, it'll be awful hard to ignore, don't you think?
that'll be something then, won't it? See the look on Mr. Reader's face when he get up on that stand?
Nah. Do you wanna read some more letters?
They didn't have no vanilla, so I got some chocolate.
Took you long enough.
Hey, don't get on to me. There were at least 6 reporters down there, and all of them asking after you.
Probably waiting for me to die.
No one is waiting for you to die.
It's true. Mom called my mother asking if I had died. When she said no, he sounded disappointed.
Try to eat a little bit. You'll feel better.
Evening, girls. How about a picture?
For the love of Mike, what are you doing?
Read some pictures for the graphics exclusive on the girls.
Exclusive? What are you talking about?
$5,000, that's what. What do you say, Grace? Think you could use $5,000?
I don't understand.
Perhaps you're familiar with Bernard McFadden.
Who? That faith healer?
Herbalist, Mr. Creeder, herbalist. Bernard McFadden's patented herbal therapy is just the thing to get these girls back on their feet. And the graphic will pay for it. All we ask is exclusive rights to their story from here on out. See for yourself.
You want to pay us to go see Bernard McFadden?
Easy money, huh?
Let me see.
Grace, they're serious.
The graphic always does business on the up and up.
I don't know.
Grace, what is brother on the house?
I don't know exactly.
The last medical bill? That was a couple hundred at least.
At least.
So, I'm just saying, maybe we should think about this.
And all we do is talk to this herbalist fella?
Of course we'll have to get our money's worth. A regular series of features with pictures following the course of treatment, your recovery, or otherwise, depending on how it goes.
And then you print whatever you want.
Maybe we add some color. Everybody adds color.
Hey, that's not too bad.
Grace, maybe we should talk to Miss Wiley about it.
Miss Wiley, what's it to her? You're the ones with the bills to pay.
Wouldn't it be right doing something like this without talking to Miss Wiley first?
You're a big girl, Grace. Can't you make your own decisions?
Of course I can make my own decisions.
Well, Grace, you would have taken it if it came from the company.
The company owes us a lot more than that.
If you ever see it.
Grace, maybe we should do it.
It just don't feel right.
Well, you're going to talk to them reporters anyhow. Why not get something out of it?
He's right, you know. Why give your story away when people are dying to read it? Believe me, you girls can cash them big. The day we ran the feature on you, bang! Sold out every copy at every newsstand. Everyone can sympathize at the plight of some poor, sick girl facing certain death with no hope, fulfillment in motherhood.
I'd like you to leave now. My friend is tired. She needs to rest.
Grace, at least think about this.
Yeah, sure. Think it over. I understand. You're worried what people will say. But hey, you gotta think about your own interests here. There's no reason you shouldn't get something out of all of this. Look out for number one, that's the way. Everyone else is out to get what they can for sure. Why should you lean back and keep your nose clean when everyone else is up to their elbows in it?
I treated a number of the girls who claimed that they got sick here. One of them, the girl's jaw had rotted so bad, I removed it just by lifting the bone out of her mouth. As you can see,
That's all right, Dr. Neff. You can put that away.
perhaps you would like to see the expert. This was an expensive case to cover, and I never did give no compensation. The girl died, her family never paid.
I sympathize, Dr. Neff, but what has that got to do with us?
Well, here's it straight. There's going to be a lot more girls coming and claiming that they got sick here. So, maybe we could do business. I scratch your back and you scratch mine. That sort of thing.
I'm not following you.
Suppose you were to give me a list of the girls who worked here. I'd see to it that there were no more lawsuits.
You think you could cure them?
I couldn't put out a cure, no. I'm just saying, I scratch your back and you scratch mine.
How so, Dr. Neff?
Well, I would examine it for radium necrosis, and then I would come up with a favorable diagnosis for you. Pyorrhea, say, or something else. Quite a few cases will just die a natural death anyway, and the rest we can put off until the statute of limitations kicks in and it's too late to sue.
You'll convince them they don't have a case against the company.
Exactly. And if it did come to court, I could testify that it was something else. And it'd be strong testimony coming from the dentist who treated them.
How can you be so sure that these girls will come to you?
They'll come to me quick if I don't charge them anything.
Because we'd be paying you.
Exactly right. We understand each other, Mr. Reed.
Exactly what are you asking for, Mr. Neff?
I need $10,000 for my trouble so far, and $2 for every girl I'd agreed to see from here on out. Plus expenses for the x-rays. This is a gentleman's agreement here. Better off it's not in writing.
No.
Alright, we'll put it in writing.
We'll do nothing of the kind. Your proposal is immoral and will have nothing to do with it.
Immoral, you say? You're a fine one to be talking about morals, Mr. Reader.
Mr. Lee,
When you have your own hired guns ready to testify,
those are expert witnesses.
expert witnesses! Paid lackeys is more like it. And besides, none of them's got the dirt I got. If you're smart, you'll play ball with me. Believe me, there's plenty of other people interested in the information.
You're threatening me.
Just a business proposition, Mr. Reader. Looking out for my interests, same way you look after yours.
Mr. Lee, show Dr. Depp to the door.
Alright. You don't want to play ball with me? Fine. But believe me, when all this shakes out, it won't be me holding the short end of the stick.
Gentlemen, I want you all to make statements on what happened here this morning. We'll send them to the State Dental Society. Then Dr. Depp will see who's playing ball and who isn't.
An excellent idea.
I don't know. Perhaps we shouldn't be so quick to dismiss Neff's proposal.
What do you mean?
We're in a very bad situation here, Mr. Reader.
That's true. Mr. Lee says you're having trouble getting girls to work here.
We've lost some contracts because of it.
It's going to get worse.
The papers keep putting stories out about these girls.
Making them out to be saints.
And what defense can we put out?
Except to say we'll try our case in court.
And in the court of public opinion, we've already lost.
Perhaps we should reconsider. It certainly wouldn't hurt to have a testimony from a dentist who treated those girls.
Neff could be very useful to us. We should retain him.
Retain him as what? An extortionist?
As an expert.
Like Dr. Flynn.
Dr. Flynn is a respected professor at Columbia University. Neff is a neighborhood dentist.
But Dr. Flynn treated some of those girls.
He didn't treat them, he merely consulted with them.
He dispensed medical advice, Arthur.
It wasn't medical advice. It was a scientific opinion, an expert's opinion.
How about this? We keep Neff, but we don't put him on the stand. Just to keep him from testifying for the women.
That's the most important thing.
Yes, I agree. The most important thing.
Would you agree to do that, Mr. Reader?
Mr. Reader.
Mr. Reader.
Edward, we can't possibly do something like this. We can't get into bed with a man like Neff.
Arthur's right. We don't want to do business with Neff.
He could hurt us and have to take action.
Neff has already given us everything that we need. New evidence, gentlemen. This is grounds for postponement.
3 months! 3 months to examine an x-ray? It's outrageous. And did you see the girls? Their eyes were like saucers looking at me, terrified.
Mr. Barry!
How can they last 3 more months? Catherine Shaw was so sick she could barely make it to court today. Oh, and Grace, poor Grace. She was trying so hard not to cry, and of course, I had all the answers. Go home. Get some rest. Get some rest. That's all I could say.
You're doing wonderfully, Mr. Barry. It's a difficult
I
case.
don't understand people like Reader and Markley. How can they play this kind of game with the poor girl sitting right there?
Mr. Barry!
You'd think with all the publicity this has gotten, the company would be eager to take care of this. But no! Markley seems to enjoy the sport of it. What he can get away with. It's cold. Very cold.
Mr. Barry!
What's this?
It's from Catherine Drinker, Mrs. Cecil Drinker of Harvard Law. She's an industrial hygienist also. She helped Dr. Drinker with his analysis of the plant.
That's nice, Miss Wiley, but we've already seen this. There's nothing in it that can help us.
You've only seen part of it. Please. I received it in the mail this morning. Mrs. Drinker has been following our story very closely in the papers and was particularly disturbed to read that last article in the Ledger, the one that says her report clears the plant.
He doctored the report. Reader doctored the report!
Apparently, he pulled out one page listing the blood conditions of a dozen employees and passed it off as the whole thing. Doesn't seem so bad by itself, but in context, it's a somewhat different picture.
We can use this!
Yes, that should impress the judge.
The judge? Miss Wiley, I'm not going to wait 3 months to make use of this. I want you to call your contact in the New York World. If Reader won't let us use this in the courtroom, he can read about it in the newspaper.
January 12th, 1928. Jack Youngwood reporting for the New York Ledger.
Nancy Jane Harlan for the graphic.
Radium Girls go to court today.
Radium Girls knock on the doors of justice. Will they be heard?
These poor injured girls face pain,
Disfigurement
ruin.
and death. As the clock ticks away at precious moments.
A hearing begins in the Chancery Court,
Where the U.S. Radium Corporation demands postponement.
while plaintiff's attorney Raymond Berry makes a shocking disclosure,
Showing that the company lied to the Department of Labor.
showing that it distorted the results of a Harvard study.
Concealing its ill effects of its products.
Read all about it in the ledger.
Read it in the graphics. We care because you care.
Very bad.
Did you read it?
I make a point not to these days.
Only other people would do the same. Mrs. Mitchell from across the street, walked right past me this morning, didn't say a word to me. I know she saw me. And the woman at the market and the green grocer, the way they glance at each other. And Mrs. Middleton and the other ladies at the club, the whispers.
Why don't you put that away? Read the journal. I saw it here the other day.
And today, somebody actually had the nerve to say to me, "Is it true? Is it true," she said. "Did your husband really poison those women?" I said, "Mrs. Hollis, if you think it's true, then why speak to me at all? I certainly do not associate with a woman whose husband did such things."
Why do you go there then? That's the way people are.
I've been a member for years.
What do you want me to say, Diane? That I knew we were poisoning people but didn't want to stop because we were making too much money? Is that what you want me to say?
I certainly don't want you to say such things.
Even if it were true? Boy, especially if it were true.
Is it true?
Is that what you think?
What would you like me to think?
For God's sake, Diane, can't you see what's going on? Swansashaki. He's jealous of our success. He's feeding information to the consumers' league so they can railroad us.
Why would consumers leave?
Bunch of radical women, do-gooders, socialists, half of them Reds probably.
What?
You women think you can go out and fix the world's problems while your husband go out and make a living. You're gonna quit that club.
Quit the club?
And stop talking to that idiot Mrs. Middleton. She doesn't know anything. You women don't know anything. You don't know anything.
Did you lie to the Department of Labor?
What?
Did you lie?
I didn't lie, I just didn't agree with Draker's results.
Arthur,
I have a fiduciary duty to this company.
I can't listen to this.
Diane, I have articles, documents, tumors the size of baseballs, radium therapy. The tumors disappeared. Diane,
I'm tired of going upstairs.
we save lives. We make lives better. Mild radium therapy invigorates. You can't really believe I would set out to poison people. Can you? Diane,
No.
you don't really believe I'd ever do anything to hurt you? Or to hurt Harriet?
Certainly not.
Then
13 girls have died.
people die every day. The newspaper's full of death notices. Women, children, younger than Harriet die every day.
But they work for you!
They also work other places. Diane, I have an expert report from Columbia University stating there is no evidence in our plant these illnesses. Would you like to read the report?
Then what? What could the cause be?
I don't know. I really don't know. Nobody knows. Please, say you believe me. If you don't believe me, there's no point to anything.
Marty.
You remember the day I told my father I wasn't going into the ministry? What you said to me that day?
You can do as much good in a boardroom as you can in a church.
You remember?
You think I would forget?
I was such a scared kid. He was an icon. If it weren't for you, I don't think I could have stood up to him.
I'm sure you would have, Artie. I know you would have.
And ever since then, he's been searching for signs that my soul is lost. You don't think that, do you? That my soul is lost?
You're a good man, Artie.
We save lives, Diane.
You save lives.
It's all for you. You know that, don't you? Everything I do, it always has been.
I know.
Please don't let that be another reporter. Don't answer it!
Arthur! Is that Mr. Lee?
Charlie, for God's sakes!
I just got off the phone with someone from the Ledger.
This couldn't wait until the morning?
I'm sorry. Good evening.
Mr. Lee?
It's Dr. Lehman.
Dan?
He's dead, Arthur.
What?
He died this morning.
That's not possible, Charlie. I saw him just last week.
They were just here for cards a week ago. They were just here.
Martlin's already done the autopsy. He said it was a severe anemia.
They're blaming the radium.
The Ledger's going to run it on page 1. I told them we would issue a statement at 8 o'clock. That's when he needs it, so it can run tomorrow.
What are the services?
I'm sorry?
The services.
I don't know.
We'll send flowers. Diane?
Oh, yes. Oh, I should call Louise.
That's right. Call Louise.
Poor Louise. Oh, we should go see her right now.
I wouldn't do that.
Why ever not?
She's planning to sue.
Louise?
Someone from the Ledger told me she's filing a wrongful death action. I've already worked up a statement for the paper. Company chemist for 8 years, always in poor health, recently in decline.
But Dan was never sickly. He was always on the golf course or sailing or a garden. Artie kept a beautiful garden.
Let's take care of this in the morning, Charlie.
Of course. Sorry to bring you bad news, Mrs. Rader. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Lee.
Charlie can be a bit excessive at times. We have to say something. I don't know what we'll say, but we have to say something. Shareholders will expect it.
It's okay, Artie, you needn't explain.
I have an obligation to this company.
You needn't explain. We're gonna get rid of this now.
There's half a case more under the sink.
We'll get rid of that too. We'll have no more of it in this house.
Do it. Diane? I'm in too far. Quit.
Really didn't expect you to.
To Raymond Barry, from Dr. Harrison Marlin, Medical Examiner, Essex County. We've examined the remains of the deceased, Amalia Madja, and have found the following radioactive substances in large quantities in the upper and lower jaw and lumbar vertebrae. No evidence of syphilis was found.
Radioactive.
Oh, the dead girl kick off Gathering!
Dr. Wiley of Consumers League declares new evidence showing the company lied.
Dr. Joseph Neff, a Newark dentist who treated Amalia, has turned over portions of the jawbone he removed from her mouth. This X-ray film shows that the jawbone is still radioactive 5 years after the girl died.
Will this make your case?
Will this force a settlement? Make our case? No. This man will make our case. Last night in a graphic exclusive, the founder of the U.S. Radium Corporation broke his long silence with this shocking announcement.
Radium is one of the most dangerous substances known to man.
Dr. Bonjashaki, is it true you assisted with the autopsy?
Shot, and given my expertise in radium extraction, I was able to determine that Miss Madja absorbed enough radium to kill at least 10 people.
Doctor, what does it say for mild radium therapy? Would you not advise against it?
Radium is responsible for the deaths of these young girls. It should be considered a most dangerous substance.
Would you agree with the doctor's prognosis that the Radium Girls only have a year to live?
From what I've seen, they'll be lucky to live that long.
I'll tell you what we should have done. We should have taken that reporter up on her offer when we had the chance. That's what we should have done.
$5,000. You make me laugh.
And we should have talked about too. So I'll tell you, they would have paid. And I'll tell you what else we should have done.
Stop telling me what we should have done. Lots of things we should have done. It don't do no good to think about them now.
Alright, keep your shirt on.
What do you think? The writers agree.
So what's Barry got to say?
I like the red. The don't fit so good these days.
Is he gonna go back to the company? Maybe try and talk him up a bit. What if they came to $5,000? Would you take it then?
Let them come up. I'm not keeping in.
It's called a settlement.
A settlement? It's a way for them to hide.
Let them hide.
Then they win.
So they win. They're gonna win anyways.
Nice you've got so much confidence in me.
Grace, you've got one lawyer working for nothing. Up against 6 other lawyers who get in the bundle. You think you've got a chance?
You want to know what I found out today? They built lead screens in the laboratory for the technicians. Did they give us lead screens? What do you think? 100 girls in a room and they're going to spend that kind of money on us? And they want us to keep it all quiet. And Miss Wiley says they're going to move the state here to open up another factory as if nothing ever happened.
Grace, what are we doing here? I thought the idea was for you to get some money, pay your debts, and we'd be on with things. Still wearing my ring?
My Tommy.
Grace, there's a house for sale in my brother's neighborhood. 2 rooms up, 2 rooms down. It's not much, but it's starting. It's already got flower wallpaper. Best of all, it's only 3 blocks from the school.
The school. What do we need with the school?
Plan ahead for once.
Tommy, what do you think is going to happen after all this is over? Do you think everything will just go back to the way it was?
Why wouldn't it?
I got to see the surgeon again.
Okay.
I got some fluid, he's going to drain it. And then he says there'll be more.
So we'll deal with it when it
And
comes.
more, and still more, and then more, and still more. Why can't you see that? How can you talk about buying houses and getting married when you know there's nothing?
I can't think about that. All I want is to be with you. I want to come home to you, my house. I'm too old to be living this in-between life. Grace, if there's anything I can do to make it easier for you, I will.
Here.
Grace,
I should
come
have
on.
given back to you a long time ago.
I don't want it.
Tommy, please. You're going to make me say it.
You're just not getting us. You need to get some rest. I'll be back tomorrow.
Tommy.
Get some sleep.
Tommy. Tommy, don't you do this to me, Tommy!
Arthur,
Charlie.
aren't you headed home?
Charlie, I've been thinking things over. I think we're going about this the wrong direction. We need to make a reasonable offer to those girls.
No, Arthur, we agreed. We needed a definitive victory. Otherwise, we invite more of the same nonsense.
Things have changed.
Arthur, I know you and Dan were close, but you can't let that cloud your judgment.
Vaughn Sashaki is going to testify.
I can deal with him.
How?
Put more money in his pocket.
How do you want to bribe him?
Not a bribe. Consideration.
Consideration.
Whatever Barry is paying him, we'll just offer more.
You don't understand guilt, do you, Charlie?
Right now, I don't have the luxury of thinking about it.
Well, let me tell you something. A guilty man has a tremendous need to unburden himself. What Vaughn Sashaki wants is to be set free. That is why he's testifying for those girls. That is why he will never testify for us, no matter how much consideration you give him.
Settle with these girls and I'll settle with all the rest of them. Neff was right about that. This is just the beginning.
Tell Mark that he get in touch with Barry. Get a conversation going. Come up with a figure the girls can accept.
Arthur, for God's sakes, what do you want to do? Do you want to wipe me out?
We need to get this off the table.
Every penny I've put by in the last 7 years, I've sunk in this company. Why? Because of you. Because you said it was a sure thing. No miss. Why work for Von Shocking? We can work for ourselves. Take a chance, Charlie. Take a chance!
Charlie! We who were fooled. Von Sashaki fooled all of us. All that's left to do now is clean up this mess the best we can.
Do this, and it's the end, Arthur.
You're stepping down, Charlie.
Not me. Don't you know it's just one vote away from getting rid of you?
And whose vote is that, Charlie?
Arthur, have you so little faith in me?
I'm still a stockholder. You don't have enough votes to get me off the board. I'll still be on the board.
And still on the hook if the company goes under. Think about that next time your conscience starts bothering you.
May 15, 1928, to Raymond Barry, attorney at law, from Edward Markley, counsel, U.S. Radium Corporation. One of our key witnesses has encountered a severe scheduling conflict and will not be able to testify in April. Therefore, we have requested an extension until June. As for your request of a settlement, every case has some aspect of humanitarianism. Therefore, that cannot be the basis of settling this case. I am in no doubt you'll be rewarded for all your good work. If not in this world, then in the next.
if you would, please, I'm so very tired. Not complaining. Good soldiers do not complain. But I'm jogging. That's the way it is. Get up, Grace. Irene, get up, sleepyhead. You can't make quota like that. This isn't fair. I'm only 26. I should be married by now. I should have children, my own home. We all have to make sacrifices sometimes. I sure know I did. But why? Why do we have to make sacrifices? It's all for science, Grace. Science, family, every life is sacrificed for something. It's just a matter of choosing which. I didn't choose. I didn't have no choice. Sure you did, Grace. Sure you did. Catherine, don't do that. Catherine? Oh, now look what you did, Grace. She's bleeding all over the dial. I'm sorry, Catherine. I guess I shouldn't have said anything. No problem. What's one more dead dial picture?
Grace?
Mama?
Grace, Mr. Mark will be here in a minute.
Mr. Barkley?
He's bringing the papers for you to sign. Did you fall asleep?
Has Miss Wiley been by?
Miss Wiley.
About Catherine. She said she might stop by. Did she come by?
She might have.
Don't you know?
Someone came to the door a while ago. I think your brother answered it. Look, Grace, you gotta get ready.
They took Catherine back to the hospital last night.
I know, sweetheart, I know. After you talk to Mr. Mark, we'll go over there and see how she is. Now, comb through that hair.
I dreamt she died.
Grace, don't speak such things.
If she dies, it's over.
We're 3 months behind on the mortgage,
I
Grace.
know that.
You can't let this go on.
$250,000, not even a year's wages.
Well, it's better than nothing, ain't it?
Is that all I'm worth? Better than nothing.
Of course not, sweetheart. But we gotta be realistic. At the rate things are going, you'll never get inside that courtroom. And even if you do, you can't prove nothing.
Mr. Barrett thinks we can.
Mr. Barry ain't paying the bills. There's the doctor, the bank, the coal man. We can't expect folks to treat us like charity just because you're sick.
I'm not asking for charity, Ma. I just want what's owed to me.
Grace, I know what Mr. Gillett and Catherine got, but if she decided to take that money, would you hold it against her? No, you wouldn't. Now we'll take that check and we'll pay the bills, and whatever's left, you and Tommy can have. A little something to get you started.
There's nothing to start, Mom.
Why do you have to be so hard on Tommy?
Mom, please.
Can't you see? You just can't face the thought of you not being with us?
I have to face it. Why can't he?
Do something with your hair, Grace.
$250,000. What would you do with $250,000, Miss Fryer? I can't imagine. No point to it. You didn't tell me we had mail. New Mexico. They just keep writing. She was here. Miss Wiley was here. Mom, Miss Wiley is here this morning. She left me a note.
Miss Fryer. Edward Mark.
Ross said he brought papers.
Yes. The terms spelled out as I explained in the letter. $1,500 to you. The check is right here. All we need is your signature. It's in triplicate.
Grace, Mr. Mark is a very busy man.
No, don't. I can come back later if you don't mind.
No, we'll do this now.
What's hold harmless?
It means you'll hold the company harmless for any further action.
No more lawsuits.
Correct.
Is that just me or anybody in my family?
Your whole family. It also includes a wrongful death action also.
This is a confidential settlement.
Correct.
You didn't say nothing about it being confidential.
That's standard for most legal practices. We like to keep our privacy as well as your privacy. You agree to keep quiet about the settlement, and so do we.
That seems fair.
You need a pen.
I have another question.
Grace, Mr. Mark, they already explained the settlement to you.
Mom,
I don't mind.
what's contributory negligence, Mr. Markley? It's not in these papers, it's in the other papers that you filed when we did the lawsuit. The company said its defense was the statutes of limitations and contributory negligence.
I'm not sure I understand what you're asking, Miss Fryer.
It means it's our fault, don't it?
It's a standard defense. I wouldn't take it personally.
How else am I supposed to take it?
Mr. Mark, Grace has had an awful headache all day.
Maybe you can just answer the question.
Why are you doing this?
Why did you tell me Miss Wiley was here?
You already made up your mind. She's only trying to talk you out of it.
What did she say about Catherine?
Mr. Mark, please, give me the papers.
Mom!
Sign over here.
What did she say about Catherine?
She said it don't look good.
Maybe I should come back later when Miss Breyer's feeling better.
You didn't answer my question, Mr. Markley. And I really like an answer because let me tell you, I quit school at 15 to work at your company because my folks needed the money. At your plan, they told us what to do, when to do it, how to do it. My folks didn't raise me in big trouble, so I didn't make trouble. I never asked questions. How do you get contributory negligence out of that?
As I said, it's a standard defense.
There's nothing standard about what happened to me.
Miss Breyer, we are very sorry for your situation, but there is no evidence connecting your condition to any action done by the U.S. Radium Corporation.
Then why are you giving me this money?
It's humanitarian gesture.
Humanitarian gesture?
Mr. Markley, I'll take the paper.
Humanitarian? Month after month you put us off, delay after delay on how sick we were, how tired and desperate. Humanitarian? You're waiting for us to die.
Grace, please stop this now.
Miss Fryer, this is a very reasonable offer considering the circumstances. I would advise you to take it, because it won't be on the table for long.
What do you mean?
If Miss Fryer does not sign within 24 hours, I'll be forced to withdraw the offer. Permanently.
Grace!
He's lying.
I beg your pardon, miss.
You're trying to tell me that if I don't sign these now, that I came back 2 weeks from now and said I changed my mind, you'd still rather go to court. You'd still rather some judge get a look at me and take your chances. I would have been on sympathy alone. 24 hours? You're just trying to bully me.
I'll take that as a no. And I'll see you in court.
Yes, you will. You will see me. You and Mr. Ritter both. Even if they have to carry me in there, you will see me.
You call that man back.
I'm going to court, Mom.
What are you trying to prove? You know you can't win.
I watched those people look at me. I want them to look at me and explain how it's my fault I got sick working in their factory.
And then what will that get you? What?
Mom, all my life I've done what other people told me to. I quit school because you said I should. I put the brush in my mouth because Mrs. McNeil said I should. I never said, please, can't I finish school? I never said I don't like the taste of this paint. Even though I knew, Mom, I knew. At night, I'd lie in bed and I'd see my dress hanging on the back of my closet door all aglow. My shoes on the floor, my brush and comb on the dresser. So much light, Mom, so much light. And I never once questioned, I never once asked. Don't you see, they knew I wouldn't. That's what they were counting on.
Ah, you making all that noise, Arthur?
I left messages with your housekeeper. I know you got the messages.
Since we are no longer in business, I thought it best not to respond.
Is that what this is about?
Sit down. Have some tea to calm your nerves.
You never told anyone the paint was dangerous. You never said a word about it. Not to me. Not to Dan.
I didn't know.
You didn't know! You invented the paint and you didn't know? How can you lie like that?
I didn't know before it was too late.
If I should put you through that wall!
Perhaps you should, but you will not. You will sit down, you'll have some tea, and you will calm yourself.
I was not the technical man. You were the technical man.
Yeah, I was the technical man. Sit down, Arthur.
For Christ's sake, I sold watches. I was a salesman.
Yeah, a very good one at that. Good head for the business you had. Not such a good head for the science, but for the business. You could always find ways of cutting the cost without affecting the quality. That's a gift, Arthur. So now, how about some tea?
Jesus Christ. What's the matter with your hands?
They've been that way for some time now.
What, you've been dipping them in ink?
Dipping them in ink. How fond of that pretty story you are. No. Dr. Marlin tells me it's necrosis of the tissue. The cells. They're dying. With the girls, when the jaw started. With me, in the hands.
I had no idea.
There's no reason why you should. It's been a long time since we've seen each other.
How long?
I've known for quite some time now. Miss Wiley of the Consumers League came to me and persuaded me to assist them in testing the girls for radium exposure. She came to me knowing I had the equipment and the skill, so I agreed to help. I didn't want to believe her, Arthur. I didn't want to believe the girls could get sick from working with my paint. But I assisted Dr. Martin in running an expired air test on the girls, and that's when I found out. My own breath registered radioactive. Then, my hands, they began to turn black. Now, you wish to have some words with me?
I'm sorry.
Perhaps you yourself should make an appointment with Dr. Martin.
Me? What for?
You never noticed the glowing dust on your shoes when you went home at night?
How could I miss it? Tracked it all over the house.
You can bet that a good deal of it is in your lungs now. Does this look familiar?
It's our promotional piece.
Ja, very good promotion at that. How many new book sales did that account for?
I didn't quite track it exactly. I like to think it helped our medical market quite a bit.
Turn to page 96.
What?
The last chapter. Read it to me.
Last chapter. Radium. Dangerous effects.
Dangerous effects. Now, how many articles like that do you have listed? 10? 15?
About 18, it looks like.
And what's the date of these articles?
I don't know.
Last chapter. First page. What's the date?
1906.
1906! So you plan to tell me you're going to go to court and testify knowing you had no idea the dangers of radium. How do you plan to do that, Arthur, when your own book says that it was? How do you plan to testify that to the court?
I never really read it.
What's that?
I never really read it. I hired a man to put it together. I barely glanced through the tallies. I never read the books.
How do you mean you never read the book?
It was a standard agreement. An outside company prepared the piece. They were responsible for the content.
Which you never read.
I think you will find, Mr. Barry, that very few company presidents read their own promotions word for word.
It had your name on it. You signed for the book's release and authorized the book's content.
Mr. Lee was responsible for promotional efforts at the time. I entrusted those activities to him.
Mr. Reader, in 1918 you testified that you started at the U.S. Radium Corporation.
Yes, as plant manager.
And you held this position for how long?
4 years.
4 years. And how often did you venture into the studio?
Every day.
Every day. So you must have seen a girl put her brush to her mouth?
I don't recall it.
You don't recall. So you're meaning to tell me that you went into the studio every day and didn't see one girl put her brush to her lips?
I said I don't recall it.
What do you recall, Mr. Reader? You're an awfully young man to have such a faulty memory.
Objection!
Withdrawn. No more further questions.
Your witness, Mr. Markley.
We have no questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Very well. Gentlemen, please approach. I'm ready to issue my ruling.
Your Honor, we have yet to make our defense.
I understand that, Mr. Markley, but this proceeding is to determine standing. And I've heard enough these past few days to make that determination. The radium in the bones of these girls is an ongoing source of poison in their systems. Nothing your witness can say will change that, will it?
Our witnesses are prepared to testify that the company could not have known about the dangers.
Mr. Markley, in the interest of justice, I am asking that the defense rest without calling any witnesses. We can finish this trial today and schedule the case for a date.
All right, Your Honor.
Very well. I therefore rule that the statute of limitations has not been exhausted and these girls have standing to sue.
Your Honor, one thing. I have a very full schedule with 2 other cases pending, and our witness will not be able to testify until the end of summer. We will not be available until September.
Your Honor!
Your Honor, I'm sorry, Your Honor, but our key chief witness is associated with a higher institution of learning, and this is the busiest time of year for him. We cannot expect him to appear.
Mr. Markley is at fault for this. He's the one that asked for continuous delays.
Your Honor, we just waived our right to give our witness at this trial. Surely, you will not force us to go into trial without the presence of our key witness.
Very well, Mr. Markley. Trial is set for September. This hearing is adjourned.
Why can't Flynn appear?
He's going to Europe.
Europe? He's known about this for months. Why would he? Oh, very clever, Edward. How long do you plan to keep this up?
As long as necessary.
Mr. Markley!
Mr. Barry, congratulations. I never thought the court would go for it.
Do you know full well these girls can't make it till September? One of them is so sick she could barely make it to court today.
My client has a right to make his defense.
We will not wait till September. One way or another, we will find our way onto that docket, and your expert witness be damned.
That girl is still staring at me.
I wouldn't worry about it.
She thinks it's personal, that I planned this somehow. How do I make her understand I never wanted this to happen?
You don't! You don't make her understand. You don't talk to her, Arthur.
She looks like death, Edward.
They all look like death, Arthur.
Grace, that man, Miss Wiley, he won't look at me. He won't ever look at me. He just looks right past me as if I'm not even here.
That doesn't matter, Grace. He heard you.
June 4th, 1928. Nancy Jane Harlan for the Graphic.
Jack Edward reporting for the Ledger.
Attorney Rainberry seeks trial dates for early summer.
While the U.S. Radium Corporation announces a settlement.
A settlement?
$10,000 cash for each girl, and $12 a week for a life.
$12 a week?
Read all about it in the Ledger, your first source for news.
The company also agrees to pay the medical expenses for each girl for the remainder of her life. And the girls agreed to submit to a periodic examination by a panel of physicians yet to be appointed. Questions?
What led to the settlement?
Is this admission a responsibility?
What about other pending cases?
It was purely for humanitarian reasons that the U.S. Radium Corporation agreed to the settlement. We admit no liability whatsoever.
Where does the company go from here?
The U.S. Radium Corporation is pleased to have brought this lengthy litigation to a close and looks forward to the many more years serving its customers and this community. And that's C.B. Lee, President.
Captain Wiley of the New Jersey Consumers League, our press statement.
Were you pleased with the outcome, Miss Wiley?
Finally, these poor girls receive some compensation for their suffering. But more importantly, the issue of radium poisoning has been brought to public awareness. Thank you. By the way, that's Wiley with one L and Captain with a K.
Well, Edward, looks like we're back in business.
What's the game plan?
Didn't I tell you? I've got a buyer for the tailings that are piling up behind the building on Alden Street.
Oh,
Some contractor in Montclair needs a little infill.
that's perfect.
Oh, now, Catherine, this won't do. We can't see your name. That's better. Well, Catherine, I brought my watercolors today. Fine day to paint, too. Little warm, too warm for a sweater. Little breeze, fine day to paint.
Thought I might find you up here.
You're right.
It's quiet.
Yep.
If you were to rest in peace, I guess it'd be the place to do it.
I guess it is.
What do you call that?
Watercolors. I'm not very good at landscapes, though.
It's really good.
First thing I bought the settlement money was watercolors. Got some oils, too.
Big spender.
Then I bought a car.
I didn't know you could drive.
I can't. My brother's gonna teach me. He drove me up here today.
Grace, I'm gonna learn to drive. I can teach you.
You have better things to do now, Tommy.
You know about that?
Tommy, orange just isn't that big.
I meant to tell you myself, Grace. In fact, that's
It's
why I came.
all right, Tommy. I'm happy for you.
For the both of you.
No hard feelings then?
Do you think I tied to that?
I'm glad it worked out for you too, Grace. I mean, you don't feel like you backed down too soon, do you?
We didn't back down. They backed down.
Papa? Papa?
It was over here.
Oh, not this again.
This is where I saw her that last time.
This is morbid, Papa.
I stood there for a long time. She didn't notice me at first, but then something made her look up.
Oh my.
No wonder Mama won't come up for drives with you anymore. If this is how you spend your Sunday.
My heart started pounding, Harry. I never knew what I would say to her if I had the chance. Suddenly, there she was. I had the chance.
So what did you say?
Couldn't bring myself to speak.
Just like at the courthouse that day. He can't bring himself to look at me.
I had my chance and I couldn't speak.
It's as if he's afraid to look at me. He's afraid of me.
Oh, Papa, that was years ago. Why don't you just forget about it? It was not like it was your fault. Nobody knew about things like that. Then science just wasn't as advanced as the way it is now.
I look back on those days and I try to think, how could it have happened? I remember so clearly climbing the stairs to the studio at Alden Street. Top of the stairs with wide, high windows, slant of light, the way the floor would creak underneath my feet. The smell of the place, chalky, an old schoolhouse. And those girls, schoolgirls really, all bent to the task in their plain green smocks. Their delicate hands moving so quickly. No man could have done the work those girls did. So careful, so fast. Their tiny little hands flying from the dials to the paint to the dials to their lips. Try as I might, Harry, try as I might, I cannot remember their faces. I never saw their faces.
Art Director Jamie Bauer. Our backstage manager, Megan Longton.
You can come meet the cast. Thank you.
Oh, no, look at that. We got